That's it. It's not anything,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely something. The Magic beat the Hornets. We put one on the Hornets, 117 to 106. Let it get to as close as 5, but the lead was as many as 24. Felt like we were really kind of in control of this one the whole way. Huge game again from Paolo Banchero. Too bad the 30 burgers from this game, were they counted in the Court Cousins championship?
No.
It's unfortunate for you.
One wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, this was a game where, the Magic, the Charlotte team is just bad.
Yeah.
They just,
We can be honest because the Charlotte Hornets fans aren't watching recaps anymore. They stopped doing that games ago, losses ago.
Yeah, the same troubles we've had the past few seasons with injuries, obviously, to some of their players. Then they just made a bunch of moves. There's some new pieces in there.
Yeah.
Their bench squad is awful. But,
it's tough to pick out of a lineup, that's for sure.
Exactly. You have to do a lot of Google searching on dudes today. And then they had that one dude that's like, Hawaiian for Christmas, right? He was out there.
Melikaliki Maka?
Yeah. Looking like a baby Jokic who never looks at a gym.
Enough about the Hornets.
Yeah. But this was, we just got up. We're better, did our thing.
Yeah.
But we're not really a team that knows how to play with that mega a lead. And it definitely showed there in the fourth. Because everyone's going to make a run at some point. But the run they made was in the fourth quarter where it started to tense up a little bit. But we got enough key buckets from Cole Anthony, and Paolo could still deliver, and Gary Harris and his badass left hand. Looking like Booker T celebrating a 5th championship win.
Yeah, Paolo was interviewed after the game. He says, I've always been able to get a bucket. When Franz went down, and we'll talk about that in one moment.
I think that's a big part of the reason
we needed
he
him
got
to step
31
up.
points.
Yeah, we needed him to step up. 31 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, but he had 14 of those in the third quarter,
Right.
After we did see Franz Wagner go down. We got word that it's an ankle. We haven't heard anything else. We were looking on, the Twitter spheres and all that. If you learn new information, put it in the comments, please.
Jamal Mosley didn't seem too worried about it. I'd like to take his word on that.
Franz Wagner's a tough
He's a tough guy. During the Eurobasket, it seemed like his coach thought he was going to be done, and then he was back the next game.
Yes.
No big deal.
Oh, this is the first.
We know he's got German-engineered ankles, so I think he's going to be okay here.
I hope to God he is okay, because we had other injury news. Jonathan Isaac with a torn adductor. So he's out for the rest of the season. We're not going to talk about that a lot here. You're going to have to go check out episode 40, which we're filming in about 12 hours.
Yeah,
and we'll be out later this weekend. So if you want that hot JI fodder, more injury talk, go check out episode 40 coming soon.
Speaking of German engineering, Moritz played pretty well tonight.
The whole bench squad destroyed tonight, 47 to 23. Seriously overpowered that Charlotte Hornets, whoever that was on their bench.
There was only 4 guys we had score off our bench, by the way, that got all those points.
That's pretty damn good. Yeah, Moritz with 13, Cole Anthony with another good game, 16, 6 of 10, and Jalen Suggs.
Jalen Suggs, who's my plus-minus performer of the night.
Oh, wow.
Not sponsored yet, but we're willing to sell out for the right buyer if you're interested in becoming the sponsor of the plus-minus performer of the night, Jalen Suggs.
I didn't even know this was happening.
16-plus points tonight for him. When he was on the court, definitely throwing his body all over the place, trying to make things happen as he's wont to do. Maybe we should get Libman to sponsor it then, since he is like the Libman mop cleaning the floor.
He is all over the floor.
All over the place. So, he's my performer of the night on that end. Obviously.
Can I touch on Jalen?
Yeah, but
moving on?
Well, I was moving on because we went past the Banchero thing. 26 shots,
That's what we were asking for, right?
Normally, him and Franz are splitting, they each get maybe 10
12.
or 11, 12. Yeah. And it's he just basically took both of theirs all in the second half. And because he was hot, he just kind of kept going. Yep. And arguably, sometimes he kind of heat checked himself and was shooting shots he shouldn't have been shooting.
Probably shouldn't have been
but
shooting.
Just
those
was
deep threes,
trying to feel
walk
it
up
and get things done. But you do like to see him get things a little bit more en masse, and you can see if your secondary scoring star is out. He was obviously willing to step up and fill that hole, which is great to see, even though we don't like seeing Franz go down. it's nice to see Paolo step up and show what he can do.
Yeah. And, at this point, let's make sure Franz is okay. That's the number one thing for me. Let the man rest if he needs it. I'll go back to your plus-minus performer of the game. This is a new segment. I didn't even know we were doing this, Pich. You didn't work this in our rundown.
It's not a segment. It's just a
thing
shout
I
out.
just wanted to do. Okay. Jalen Suggs, he was all over the court. He had some really amazing, difficult shots. But then he had some kind of bonehead plays still where you're scratching your head, forcing that cross-court pass to Moritz that was easily intercepted. But then, he hit some corner threes in this game in the second. He ran baseline for Fultz and got an easy up. He's just in the right places at the right time. Even those close plays, Pich, I feel confident that they're going to start to fall more often. Where he's going to learn and he's just short.
Yeah, I think he's going to learn, I can't squeak that in there, and probably try stuff less.
Certain things. I think certain things, like with those passes, he's going to make those plays less often because they're not smart basketball plays, and he knows that. But I'm talking about some more where he's kind of getting to the hoop, but just leaving it a little short or just a little bit too hard off the back of the iron. And I think that touch is coming, and soon – he really could develop into a tried and true scorer off the bench. Him and Cole Anthony could be a nasty 1-2 punch.
For sure. I mean, with those two guys and Moritz coming off the bench, I still like our bench depth.
More than most.
Obviously a big hole without Isaac there from a defensive standpoint. But other guys can step in and fill that role for the rest of the season. We're kind of doing a 1 win, 1 loss kind of thing right now, which is good, by the way, but
but it's not anything.
I guess not.
Yeah, but to talk this game, we talked about it. They got within 5, and there were times where I really thought, "Dang, we could put this away." Especially not taking advantage of the turnovers. I think that's the only spot not the only spot. That's the spot where I really noticed our youth tonight, our youthfulness. And some of that decision making where maybe we're trying to force a bucket off a turnover and got nothing. I mean, I'm thinking at the end of the first quarter, I believe it was, there was 23 seconds left.
Right.
We had a turnover in there, and somehow they scored 4 points. We scored none in that in that final 23. Didn't end up mattering, but as we're playing these better teams, we got a few good teams coming up in this next stretch.
Yeah.
We can't be not taking advantage of those things like turnovers. We got to win those points off turnovers more. We got to take advantage of that.
If we were playing a better team tonight, this game could have gotten away from us.
Right.
Because when we had them down, we didn't just finish them off. And there was a lot of those moments. And I think that happens with teams. When you're up comfortably by like 15 points most of the game, you're like, I'm going to try a pass. I might not try. But the problem is when you're trying out some stuff, or you're trying to let me just bounce one off the glass and hope the guy behind me cleans it up or something. When you're doing that stuff, you open the door for teams that can shoot the 3-ball well or can come back on you. And the Hornets did it a little bit enough to make you worry.
5, but I was a little bit tense.
The final score had been ruined for me before the game.
Oh, son of a gun.
I was not tense. But I was actually surprised that the score got to be back to being that close. But that's what happens when you don't watch the game live.
It gets ruined for you. All right, well, what is live right now, what's happening is the outtakes on our Patreon. We're asking folks over there for input on shows. I'm going to stop bothering you about Court Cousins night because it went down and it was freaking epic, Pich. But now what I'm going to start harassing the people about is the Patreon because I want to get to 200, and then I have some really special plans for 300 a month, and we need your freaking help to get those goals.
Okay.
So head on over there if you got a little extra skrill and throw it our way. We're going to put it right back in the show. We're going to do more giveaways at 200, so hope to see you over there. We're creating a cool community. Hope you can be a part of it. Paolo, really, though, I just want to come back to that as to end out the show. Absolutely en fuego. I was pissed I didn't wear the Clit jerseys. That was my only kind of regret about tonight, and I want to carry a lot of regrets in life, but this is one.
Huh.
Yeah. The Dream Shake, I mean, how sexy was the Paolo Dream Shake?
Oh, good.
On the baseline.
Yeah, it's always,
you said it's one of your favorite go-to moves.
It's a great move. You're not blocking that shot. So if you get good at making those, you're going to be great. And a lot of the greatest scorers in the NBA right now, and since they labeled that on Hakeem have been able to hit those shots. And Paolo hitting them, yeah, I'm not going to lie. It looked nice.
It's good to – I mean, this is now 2 games in the recent stretch that we can say kind of Paolo really took over. Yeah. And you see that next step coming for Paolo Banchero.
Right.
And when that consistency happens,
right,
then we're in a superstar level. I mean, he hit more threes tonight than in the whole month of February, Pish.
And he was still Rookie of the Month.
And he was still Rookie of the Month. So give this man his flowers. What do we miss? Any last thoughts, Pish? Can the people help us in the comments? What do we miss? Let us know.
I don't know. I mean, this is we've been playing 50-50 ball. This is a very winnable game for our squad right now. So I'm glad we went out and got the dub. Would like to see us close a little stronger, but despite that comeback, we did find a way to actually finish it off. So every time we're out there playing, winning games, our team's learning and gelling and growing. And as long as Franz's ankle is better, it's just, on to the next tough stretch ahead with some playoff teams and teams that are still playing well. The Bucks are in there again. So it'll be interesting to see if we can continue this win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. That means we beat the Bucks on Tuesday, so that'd be fun.
Yeah, well, it's way past my bedtime, so you knuckleheads go to sleep. Thanks, everyone. Second Cousins. Let us know what we missed in the comments. See you next time. Look out for episode 40.
Thanks for coming.